Chef Roger, I'm about to show you how we cook quinoa. I have a 3-color quinoa here, black quinoa, brown quinoa and white quinoa. So quinoa is a great grain, you know, there's a lot of nutrient in quinoa. It's very, very healthy and it's got all those essential amino acids, all protein needed from your body. So you could feed yourself on quinoa and you'll be set, you know. I'm going to keep that recipe very healthy. It's for a customer of mine that, you know, doesn't like butter, can't have salt, so I'm going to keep that very simple. But it's with that technique, then you can really add many different ingredients to it to give it a little bit more of your own personality, I would say. To make that quinoa, I'm going to use some olive oil, some diced onion, a little bit of garlic, some herb de Provence, and some chicken broth. I made our own chicken broth, so there is no salt or anything on it. Here I have some salt. It's just to remind you that if you're making for yourself, you might want to add a little bit of salt. I myself won't add any into it. I will add a little bit of fresh ground pepper. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sweat my onions and garlic, cook it very gently, and then add the quinoa to it. I'm going to toast everything together for a couple of minutes till the quinoa start to kind of pop a little bit. You hear that it pop when it at one point, and that's the sign that it's ready to add my stock to it. Okay. Ingredient and proportion will be listed into the description of the video, so make sure to check if you want to realize that dish so you have exact measurement. Okay, so first I'm going to add my olive oil. So it's on a low heat here because I don't want any color, I just want to sweat it lightly. I'm going to add my onion. You can hear the little sear, just a light sear. The garlic. And I'm going to stir that around till the onions start to break down a little bit. I'm going to remove the salt from here, if not I'm going to be tempted to put some. Quinoa originated from South America, Central America, Peru, Bolivia. It's a very common grain they eat over there. You know, it's around 4,000 years old. When the onions start to get translucent, this is the sign that it's ready. Okay, so my onions are sweated. I'm going to add the quinoa to it. I'm going to stir everything together. At that point you want to stir all the time. You don't just want to leave the quinoa without any motion on it because it might start sticking to the bottom and eventually burn on you. So stir it most of the time for 2 minutes. It's your little exercise of the day. You want to toast the quinoa. Usually the ratio of quinoa to liquid will be 1 quinoa for 2 liquid. A cup of quinoa, 2 cups of liquid. If you want to keep it vegetarian, just use water. it works fine. Same thing. At one point you're going to get the sense, the flavor, the aroma from the quinoa coming out. This is another sign that your quinoa is ready for the stock. After I add my stock, I will bring that to a simmer and let it simmer gently for around 20 to 25 minutes. Then I will take it out and I will spray it onto a hotel pan or a tray so it cools down quickly, because I don't want it to overcook. Unless you will eat it right away, then you will just serve it. But this is actually going to be reheated, so I want to make sure it cools down very quick so it doesn't overcook. Okay, I can smell that aroma coming out here. This is a good sign. It's going to be ready for my stock. Add the stock. We're going to bring that to a boil, then lower it to a low simmer. At that point, I'm going to add a little bit of a pinch of my herb de Provence. I'm using herb de Provence because I'm a big fan of herb de Provence. One of my daughters come back from France and give me a big bag of it, so I've been using it in a lot of recipes. If you don't have that, you could use different kind of dry herbs. This is really up to you. Okay, so it's coming to a little simmer here. I'm going to lower my heat and just let it simmer gently. Okay, so that quinoa is cooked. Now I'm going to fluff it a little bit by stirring it. Nice and fluffy, that looks beautiful. It's well cooked. Oops. I'm going to add a little bit of ground pepper to it. It's very important when the quinoa is cooked to do what we call in French égrener. It's to pull the grain apart, to stir it like that, to fluff it so it doesn't end up being all mushy. On that plate I have something else I made to go with that dish. The roasted cauliflower. I'll make a little demo soon on how to do those. Beautiful. Just a little olive oil, some herbs, pepper, and roasted like that. So I'm going to take now some of my quinoa to show you how you could present that. I'm going to put it into that recipient that I have here, press it in, and put that in the center like that. And here I have a beautiful little quinoa with some roasted vegetable. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know. Press the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment, any question. I'd be glad to answer. Thank you. Bye-bye.